What's going on, gang? Welcome back to another episode here on High Rollers, Roads and Rails. You can't tell behind me, I am in Cass, West Virginia at the Cass Scenic Railroad, and we are here for the Parade of Steam. And what an exciting video this is going to be, but we're starting off here Friday, checking out some of this beautiful equipment. We've just had the Greenbrier Express come in right behind us. So we're going to take a look at some of these beautiful shay locomotives, and we got the parade tomorrow. It's going to be a great one, so y'all stay tuned. So today we've traveled to the Cass Scenic Railroad, which is a state park owned by the state of West Virginia. The town of Cass is located in eastern West Virginia in Pocahontas County, deep in the Allegheny Mountains. At an elevation of 2,438 feet, it was founded in 1901 by the West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company, now known as West Rock. The town was home to many of the logging workers and their families who were responsible for the logging boom at the turn of the century. It was home to the largest double band sawmill in the world and produced an estimated 1.25 billion feet of boards through its lifetime of operation. For nearly 60 years, Cass was one of the busiest lumber towns in the United States. However, in 1960, due to the rapid decline of the timber industry in the region, it was forced to close, along with the rail line. The rail lines themselves were formerly built by the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad, were also closed. But thankfully in 1963, the West Virginia State Parks adopted the town of Cass and turned it into a national state park. And later in 1974, it would be listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Since 1963, Cass has been operating a fleet of shay locomotives up and down the mountain, providing visitors from all across the country an idea of what logging railroad would have looked like at the turn of the century. Now, as for today, Cass is really an incredible place because it is one of the few places in the world where you can see multiple operating steam locomotives at the same time. It's hard for most places to keep one steam engine running, and Cass maintains a fleet of 6. Now, for our trip this weekend, we're really in for a big treat because we are here for the Cass Parade of Steam, which is an annual event they do each year, in which all of their locomotives will be ran and on display for visitors across the country to enjoy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I bring you the Cass Parade of Steam here in 2025. And by the way, headphone users, beware. This is one loud event.
I think they are.
Look at the water pouring up.
It doesn't look quite big enough.
Right.
It's
Right.
close.
He's a bigger boy than that.
It's
You're
close.
right. He's moving. Number 2.
This is one of the older ones, isn't it?
I believe so.
completely different. Wheels, look at that. Cute.
I thought that was a climate.
I hope you're right. Bring it up when you go up to the train.
Now, not only were we lucky enough to be a part and witness the amazing parade of steam that you guys just saw, but we were also here to ride a double-header excursion up to Whittaker Station. And today our double-header will be pulled by Shay number 4 that you see right here, and Heisler number 6. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this rare opportunity to see 2 steam locomotives working up incredible grades of 6 to 7%, which is almost unheard of in any other kind of railroading. And I should also mention this is a 9-car train.
Can you get over to there? Or?
You're not supposed to.
Oh, you're not? Okay. I'll just get you there.
They're climbing over it.
That's it. Yeah, that's a cool.
Now on the downhill return trip, the Shay number 4 was unhooked and went on and down the mountain, as 2 locomotives were not required to go downhill, as it's basically a fight against the brakes to get to the bottom of the hill, and the extra power is not required.
What is it? Well, I would have, but he.
Alrighty gang, and that is going to wrap up our video from the Cass Scenic Railroad. Now, I didn't get a chance to film an outro while I was there because I was just exhausted. We had such a long day, and it was a 3.5 hour ride back to Virginia. But guys, I can tell you right now, it was well worth the trip. If you've never taken you and your family to West Virginia, you guys need to go to the Cass Scenic Railroad. It was an incredible experience, and especially for the Parade of Steam. Now, they only do it once a year, so you'll have to catch it in 2026. But totally awesome experience. One of the coolest displays of steam engines I've ever seen in my life. Nothing else compares. So guys, make sure you guys head up to Cass, West Virginia, and check them out. With that, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I just ask that you like, you comment, and you subscribe. And click the bell icon notification for awesome videos coming up like this. I'm really enjoying taking these steam excursions. I got a few more planned later in the year. So make sure you stay tuned because you don't want to miss that content. You don't want to miss the model railroad content and the automotive stuff, guys. Summertime car shows are kicking off, so we're about to fire the Mustang up and get back to that. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this one. Again, please hit you guys with a subscription, man. I really appreciate every person that subscribes to the channel, and we're continuing to grow this community, and thank y'all so much. We'll see you guys down the line.